Warning, this is a review for Flight to the Finish. That would be episode 70 of Friendship is Magic. No audio, video, clips from the episode in question were being used, seeing that they belong to Hasbro Studios and DHX Media. And if you haven't seen the current new 26th episode for Whom the Sweetie Belle Tolls, or Mod 5, there will be annotations for them both on the top left and top right corners of your screens. And make sure to tune in for new episodes of the new 26 every Saturday morning, slightly after the release of every new episode. And beware, spoilers. Flight to the Finish is a very personal episode for me. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, because it talks about, whether subliminally or not, disability, and having to adjust to possibly having one. Although this subject is only brought up in the second act, it actually starts out pretty lightheaded. But what we get from first-time writer Ed Valentine is one of the best episodes this season, and I rewatched it earlier this morning for the purpose of review. And trust me, I'll be watching it again a ton more. The Equestria Games are coming, and now it's time for the flag carrying competition to get underway to see who will carry the flag for young Ponyville, which has been given the test to Miss Shirley's class by a returning Miss Harshwinnie. You might remember the character from the episode Games Ponies Play. That's Season 3, Episode 12, aka Episode 64 of the series. But she's also being accompanied by Rainbow Dash, who is to oversee each of the routines. Every one of the classmates wants to be the flag carrying members for Ponyville, but most notably, our favorite Cutie Mark Crusaders want to do it, and they have just the right idea to get it done. By representing how Ponyville represents all three of the pony races together living in harmony, with a rather simple and yet poignant routine. But, of course, everybody's least favorite characters, Diamond, Tiara, and Silver Spoons, want to be in on it too. And these boys think that because they have a cutie mark, they're entitled to carry the flag. But the Crusaders see right through that jargon, and the challenge is on. We also get the first proper song of the season, Hearts as Strong as Horses, and trust me, it's catchy, mainly because of its expertly done backbeat and drums. But we also get a rather funny and entertaining looking training montage of the Crusaders getting ready for their routine to this delightful tune. And then, of course, we actually see their routine. And obviously, they've gotten much better at stage shows than showstoppers, in which when they show the routine to a watching Rainbow Dash, who has to control her professionalism and not be so enthusiastically excited due to Miss Harshwinnie's critical thought-probing of her judging skills, says that the routine is okay, but leave it to Diamond, Tiara, and Silver Spoons to ruin the moment by bringing up the fact that Scootaloo can't fly. This makes Scootaloo question himself and want to overforce flying for him as part of the routine, something that he obviously might have a disability or even struggle with. And this becomes a nitpick even within the group, forcing the other two Crusaders, Sweetie Belle and Apple Bloom, to ultimately say that it would be best if Scootaloo was left out of the routine, which ultimately breaks through Scootaloo's personality and dives him to completely quit on things that he used to be interested in, even throwing his scooter away in the posters of the Wonderbolts and Rainbow Dash. This is really a disheartening moment for me, seeing that I've had moments in my life where I've wanted to quit something I loved because I wasn't capable of doing it, or thought that I wasn't worthy enough to do something. After all, I'm a Special Olympics gold medalist. But even when accomplishing that task, training for the event called log rolling was a task. And oftentimes, I even thought about quitting myself. But I pushed through it. And mainly had a lot of good friends to pep talk me through it, which thankfully, when the other two Crusaders tell Rainbow Dash about Scootaloo's quitting of the routine, Rainbow Dash ain't having that and rushes back to Ponyville to give Scootaloo the old pep talk and says something that I wish most writers and most shows had the courage to say. That being disabled doesn't mean you're less of who you are, or that you don't mean anything. That just because you can't do something that other people or other kinds of your race can do, doesn't mean you're not worth anything. You have your own individual worth. You're good for who you are, not for what you can't do. And for somebody with a disability to see a series tackle this dead on and do it in such an understanding and thoughtful way is not only refreshing, this is why this show wins on a writing and role model level. I have more respect for Rainbow Dash now as a character that I used to make fun of because of this episode. She comes out stronger, better, and more likable in this way as a mentor. And it shows that her actions in Sleepless in Ponyville weren't just a one-time thing. They actually stuck. So after the pep talk, the three Crusaders reunited, find a way through another montage to Too Strong as Horses all the way back to the Crystal Empire to finish their original routine that ends up winning the task of being the flag carriers for Ponyville. The only unfortunate knock in this is we don't get to see the other students' routines, mostly Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon. I would have been interested to see it. But overall, for it being a Cutie Mark Crusader episode, this was expertly executed on a high-end level. This is not only one of the best episodes this season, this is maybe one of my top 7 in the entire series. And trust me, I did a countdown recently of the best episodes from the 3 previous seasons before, and are even thinking of reprising that list with season 4 episodes included. If I do so, you can almost bet this one will definitely be on the list. But other than that oversight, this really proves that Diamond Tiara is a low-down, dirty shame of a character. Her bullying has been taken to a whole nother level due to this episode, and the fact that the old blank flanks routine wasn't working and Silver Spoon pointed it out was a brilliant and yet funny move. But to see her go down the edge of making fun of somebody's disability is just low. Because of Flight to the Finish, she has become my most hated character in the series, and it didn't get any better with Twilight Time either in the interim. But as for this episode, it is the perfect 6 on the scale of 1 to 6. This is how you write an episode about disability. You write it with care. You write it with proper angles, and the fact that the Cutie Mark Crusaders were all supportive of Scootaloo, even when she was getting initially bagged for possibly being disabled and coming to her instant defense. You see, most TV shows use disability as a joke or a crotch. They don't actually address the issue. And I am so thankful that one show, especially this show, did. It really expresses the thoughts of tolerance and acceptance among other people, of other races and cultures. And Ed Valentine should be thanked, praised, and loved for the execution he did in this episode. Plus, the Crusaders look like total winners in this episode, and even Rainbow Dash does. The song is catchy and rhythmic, and will get stuck in your head after one or two run-throughs. Trust me, watch this episode again. If you know a disabled person, send him to this episode. He will be better for it. And he might feel better too about himself. This is what kids shows should be doing. Promoting something genuinely good. I'm just glad, finally, that somebody took disability dead on serious. Well done, Ed Valentine. Can't wait to see the next episode you write. 'Cause God knows in my book, you've earned quite a few. And as for the Equestria Games, can't wait to see 'em. So until next time, whether you're disabled, black, white, whatever, find peace in your own nirvana. Thanks for watching.